Hey man, real stay safe shit. You already know what the fuck going on. So we posted. Let's get right into it. So basically today it was announced that Travis Scott will be canceling his upcoming performance at Days in Vegas, the festival that's supposed to be really big. It's like the next big festival, sorta, in like the festival route of the year. And he also basically announced that he was gonna give every single person who went to Astroworld a refund. On top of that, there's probably gonna be more details coming out about maybe like how he's gonna like give like money back to the families and stuff. I know that Roddy Ricch basically said that he was gonna donate his proceeds from the Astroworld shit to basically give to all the families. So it's just like interesting to see exactly what's gonna happen with this situation. I mean, it's super sad. It's like not really, there's no value that you can put on someone's life. There's no real like value you can put on someone's injuries and shit. So it's interesting to see. I mean, like, he already got the first lawsuit, and that's not even by the people that actually fucking like died or the families of the people who died or anything like that. It was just some guy who said he was injured. I don't know if it's someone that, it seems like it's somebody that's just trying to take advantage of the opportunity, because how are you gonna file a lawsuit before the people that got actually killed? But I feel like there's gonna be some type of class action lawsuit or something that kind of like has all the people together basically suing Travis Scott, Live Nation, all of them. But I mean, I guess this sort of thing that he's doing right now by refunding everyone their tickets is kind of like, it's, I don't know, I guess that's a good decision. I mean, like, it's definitely the least you could do. I mean, I wouldn't have even thought about it. It seems like he's trying to make things right, and not only for the people that got injured, but for everyone that got to go to the show for free. So it's just kind of crazy to see everything that's kind of revolving and stuff. I just hope that they sort of figure it out. But in light of this situation, I feel like it would be a good idea to kind of talk about the events that sort of led to this and how maybe this could be prevented in the future. So Travis Scott, ever since he came on the scene with his project Days Before Rodeo, has always had a rage aesthetic. He's always been like raging and doing like crazy shit. So I feel like it's definitely something that is like known for the people. They kind of go there to rage, they go there to turn up, they go there to go crazy. And there's like multiple examples of that throughout his like whole history of like performing. Like, I remember seeing this nigga at Rolling Loud. I forget, it was like 2016. This is when he actually got arrested for inciting a riot. But he basically told everyone to run up on stage and like jump over the barricades and shit, which in hindsight is pretty fried, because it's like you're causing a stampede. And then like there's literally like multiple occasions of him going into the crowd and telling people like fuck security and like all types of shit, really. I mean, like, I feel like when people bring up the history of that, it's definitely not gonna look good on his part, like the history. But it's not, you can't really say like, I don't know, like it's not gonna help. But at the same time, the facts of this case is we don't really even know anything yet on like how the people actually died. Like, we have an idea, but there hasn't been like an autopsy released or anything like that. We don't know if all the people died from being trampled or some people died from overdoses. In this fucking occurrence that he had with his basically like performance, like there's literally videos of him sort of just like trying to stop the performance for a little bit and then see what's good. I think that it was apparent that people were talking into his ear saying that there's something, or he was trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong, like asking people in his ear and shit. But like, I guess there wasn't a clear amount of communication. I definitely feel like the blame falls on his management, the blame falls on Live Nation, the blame falls on him also for continuing to perform, the lack of communication. But it's like, at the end of the day, like Travis Scott, like I said in my last video, he's not a fucking like a promoter. He's not an organizer, event organizer. He doesn't, that's not his job. He's really just the face of this organization to fucking get people to come. I feel like the niggas at Live Nation are really at fault, because this could have been totally prevented if they, like, they're the ones that have the infrastructure for this. In case you didn't know, Live Nation is one of the biggest event organizers in the world, in another country. They basically throw like hella fucking, they probably throw a show every week. every like multiple times a month. They throw festivals. They assist with definitely large scale festivals and everything. So it's just crazy to see that they can sort of just like, I don't know, like they're the ones that should be planning. They should know. They know the amount of tickets. They know everyone that's gonna be there. So they're the ones that are ultimately the ones that make the decisions about the stages and all that shit. I'm pretty sure. So it's like, I don't know how they could go about their day and like not see that there's a giant inconsistency with the amount of people that are there and the amount of staff. And like the videos basically and people explaining the event say that the staff is was undertrained, under-equipped, not enough people. Like, isn't that what Live Nation does on a regular basis? Don't you think like Live Nation should be definitely held accountable, because they're the ones that are ultimately that are known for throwing the shows. They're the ones that have the infrastructure for like throwing events on a large ass scale. And if they're not fucking like putting into the work or research to even see the amount of people that are coming and see that there's inconsistencies, like you're basically setting it up for failure. And definitely Travis Scott's like Cactus Jack, like there's definitely people that are on there that are like tour managers and booking agents and shit. Like they should have fucking made some executive decisions to prevent this tragedy, and I feel like it's gonna eventually fall down on them. And I don't know, like I don't really know how much else Travis could do to try to make things right. It's gonna be interesting to see. I wasn't expecting to see people getting refunds like on a mass scale like that, so that's definitely good. And this event is already a dub. There's already like probably millions of dollars lost on this shit. So it's like niggas just gotta figure it out. I just hope that, I don't know. Like I'm kind of conflicted on the percentage of whose fault it is the most. I wouldn't say it's Travis's fault the most, but I you can't sit here and say that it's not Travis's fault at all. You feel me? Like how you like just being non-biased, it's definitely somewhat to blame for him, but I wouldn't say he's 100% to blame, because that wouldn't make any sense, because he's not the one that fucking set up everything. He's not the one that like probably had blueprints of everything and like was like, yeah, this is what we need to do. He was probably just a person that was like, yo, we need to throw this show at this time, like, and book these artists. So it's just gonna be interesting to see, like, in the investigation, what they rule. As of now, we can't really even, like, all these niggas posting some like conspiracy shit. It was the Illuminati, it was the fucking Rothschilds, it was all this other shit, but like really we don't even know the fucking autopsy. Like people are just trying to be sensationalists just because they like hearing themselves talk and shit about this conspiracy ass shit, but we really don't even know how the fuck these niggas died. Like I made in my previous video, there was apparently a nigga going around stabbing people with hypodermic needles. I don't know what that has anything to do with anything, but we really just gotta have, like, I feel like this is a really good time to like I saw it in the Playboi Carti show that happened in LA, but they gave people a warning and they told people to look out for each other. Like, if you're gonna be in these crowds, y'all have to know too that a majority of these fans nowadays are not grown-ass people. Like, it's all kids, impressionable, fried-ass kids. Like, there's some grown people, but they're not the ones that are gonna be like fucking moshing and stepping on people. Like, that's like kid shit. So it's like, number one, I feel like to prevent this type of tragedy, for large scale events like festivals and shit, I really think that there should not be anyone under the age of 18. You can hate on me all you want, but I don't think that that's an appropriate place to bring your kids. Like, I don't think you should bring no, like, you shouldn't let your 14-year-old go there unattended. You shouldn't like let anybody go there unattended that is not over 18, because it's like off rip, there's people drunk, there's people fucking high off all types of shit. Like, it's just not an environment that someone under 18 should be in. That's first off. And when you look at these situations with the crowds like crushing people and stuff, I feel like you're definitely more likely to suffocate if you're smaller in those crowds. Like, taller people, you will be able to like breathe a little bit better, but like if you're small and you can't even reach up to people's shoulder heights, you're fucked. Number two, there needs to be like a real discussion about like everyone watching out for their neighbor in these like festivals and stuff. Like, I've been to festivals, but when I went to like Lollapalooza and shit, when someone falls down, everyone backs up and they're like, hey, help them up. So this was just like a super rowdy atmosphere, and it was just too many people packed in. Like, we need to have, like, I feel like festivals that have multiple stages and multiple people playing at once, so there's not so much pressure on everyone from the fucking back up, like on these people in the front. You feel me? Like, you're literally asking for people to die, and then people need to take one step back. You know, people need to not be so fucking close to the barriers, because you're really just suffocating the people in the front. Like, on the second part, like, I feel like Travis Scott's gonna have to change his image, obviously, but he's gonna have to like figure out a way to like just be more chill. Like, these, I don't think the rager shit can continue, man, because it's like niggas be dying and shit, niggas raging too hard. So it's gonna be interesting what the fuck happens, man. I just hope everyone's okay. I hope that everything ends up okay. Like, at this point, I feel like people are blaming Travis to a point where it's like they know that it's not even real, but I know that people love the fucking ability to publicly stone a celebrity and publicly stone a black man. Like, people, I feel like subconsciously, like, people really just fucking hate people like that like are up, so when they get the opportunity, they just go extra hard on like publicly stoning niggas, when it's like majority of it probably isn't even his fault. Like, he did not know people were dying, he did not know people were getting crushed. Like, you look at the fucking, from his point of view, it's dark as shit. I asked my friend who be playing festivals and shit, he said, I asked him, if you be playing festivals, if it's nighttime outside and there's 50,000 people, are you gonna be able to tell that one person is getting CPR? And he said no, especially if it was daytime, then maybe, but he said at nighttime, there's no way. And you see from shots from him from behind, there's no fucking way. You see this giant ass crowd of 50,000 people, how are you supposed to single out anyone in the crowd of 50,000 people? I feel like ultimately the responsibility is on the people that didn't communicate with him that he needed to end the show and shit. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the fuck happens, if anyone gets charged or if anyone gets civilly charged for a lawsuit or some shit like that. That's what we're probably expecting in the next coming days. But hey, man, let me know your comments and thoughts. If I'm wrong and you think that he deserves more blame, let me know in the comments. Real stay safe shit. You already know what the fuck going on. Peace.